What's up, Roulette Fools? Brent with another $1 million video, but this one's different. We are going to go for a target amount today instead of a timed amount, and the target's pretty big. I'm going to start off with a $100,000 bankroll balance. We're going to see if we can get up to $15,000. That's 15%. I'm breaking my own rule. I tell you, I generally don't like going more than 10%, but we're going to go for it today. Now, stay tuned, because I'm going to be doing different strategies, different things. I'm going to throw in a little bit originals now and then, but the primary will be roulette. Okay. And the primary will be the strats that I like, but I'm going to play different stuff. Also, I'll put on the full screen at times because this could take hours, and I will fast forward it through the video so that you can see it. I will do all my play recorded. I won't do anything off camera. All right, let's get started. Okay. I'd already made a $5 bet as we were getting going. So I already broke my word that everything would be on camera. $5. Forgive me. So, okay, here we go. Let's see what we can do. My plan right now is that we're going to modulate. So I'm going to play certain denominations, probably between $25 units, $100 units. And then there's our loss. We might switch tables as well. This dealer, I never do well with her. I don't know. But let's see if we can break the jinx today. I'm going to be way more aggressive. So today is today is the do as I say, not as I do moment. Okay. Because my progressions are going to be way more aggressive, because I'm going to try to get there sooner than later. I mean, we got a lot of tracks to make, $15,000 here. So we're going to get going. We might take chances at times. We might throw $10,000 bets on there. We might throw $20,000 bets on there. I don't know. I'm going to try not to. I'm going to see how well it goes. Oh my God, I told you, we don't do well with this dealer. We're already 2 for 3 losses, that is. All right. And I really hate this coming up. Okay, let's go. We're up to an $800 bet, which one started at $25. Okay. And like I said in the intro here, I am going to leave it on this scene, but this could take hours and hours. I don't know how it's going to go. I will put it on full screen for you, and I will probably time lapse it and fast forward it so that you don't have to see all the spins. And I will make sure I blow up the balance and the total bet size on that screen, so that it's easier for you, especially when it's in fast forward mode, because I'm going to go I'll be going like at 10 or 20x. So it's going to go really fast. You can just sit there and watch the graph more so than the play, but let's go. But probably overall, the piece that I'm going to play in normal speed, I can imagine that this video, I'm going to try to keep this video around an hour or less. Well, I'm not going to try. I am going to keep it around an hour. I just said it twice. I will keep it an hour or less, not around. I will keep it an hour or less. All right. All right. We just got our first $100. We only have $14,900 left to go. All right. How do we feel? It feels like she's hitting that a lot. Let's go low here and see how that works out for us. I ran Clever Bets the other day, and I ran it. It ran all night and all next day, 50-cent units, 9 streets, with a very aggressive progression schedule that for the most part was recovering in one hit. Okay. And it ran forever and ever and ever. So then I decided, what the heck? Let's see what would happen if I put $5 units on there. Now, $5 units with this aggressive progression schedule, needed a bankroll of 37,100 to give me 6 progressions. Okay. 6 progressions. That's it. And I was playing Centipede 3, and I should have just stuck with the way I did it when I tested it, which was Centipede 3. It didn't change at all. Oh, see, that's what I'm telling you. This dealer. I don't know what it is with her, but I just don't do well. All right. Like I said, we're going to be very aggressive. So I'm going to double. We're going to be very aggressive with the progressions here. Anyway, I switched it from going Centipede 3. If it loses 3 times, then it was going to switch to 9th Street, 1, 3, 4, meaning it's covering the 1st Street, the 3rd Street, and the 4th Street of each dozen. Okay. Now, just my luck, or I think I had it switch on the 5th loss. At the 5th loss, because it hit like 0, 1, 36, 4, 3 or something. I mean, it went on a terrible run. Okay, there we go. And we're going to keep this progression up. We got to make some tracks here. It did all those 5, it lost. And then, so the software switched. So it was covering 1, 3, 4, which means it's leaving the 2nd Street out, the 4th Street, the 16th Street, and the 28th Street. It switches to 1, 3, 4 as I commanded. And wouldn't you know, the next spin hits a 16. If I had just stuck on Centipede 3, it would have recovered. But instead, it decides it's going to hit 16 on the next spin. I mean, just rotten luck. So lost money there. And I'll show you that on our Excel update here pretty soon. So let's keep going here. And you know what? I'm going to get we have a timer up here already for you guys, so you can kind of keep track. And like I said, I am only going to play, I'm going to record everything other than that first $5 bet. Everything will be recorded here. So you're going to see everything. It may be fast forwarded, but you're going to see everything. And if I get into some really big bets, I'll slow it down and I'll let you see those big bets. But for the most part, I will not play, not for the most part. I'm having trouble talking this morning. I will make sure everything's recorded so you see the whole kit and caboodle. And we'll laugh, we'll cry, and everything in between. All right, there's 600. Like I said, we're going to be very aggressive. Let's go up to a $2,000 bet here. Let's see if we can get our first $1,000 in. Well, it's going to take us, if we get lucky here, it'll take us 7 minutes. So we could extrapolate from that 7 minutes. We need 15 of these, right? That's 85 minutes. 15, yeah. If it takes 7 minutes, what did I say? 7 minutes, we need 15 of them. All right, here we go. So we got our first 1,000. That's nice. Now I'm going to do some modulating, and we're going to go down. And I'm actually going to go down to Centipede 3 right now. Had good luck with that. All right, we're going to go Centipede 3 right here and just let this run for a little bit. While we're doing that, let's check out where we're at in our challenge. Here you go. So I did lose money. I lost 15, and the day before that, I lost like $28,000. So we have crumbled a little bit, and that's okay. I gave myself leeway to be really aggressive down to about $125,000. So I'm not purposely going to get my ass kicked. Oh, all right. So we're going to do the aggressive mode, which is 3x on the first loss. And then 4x on the loss after that. And that'll get us back to even in one hit. So yeah, I'm hoping we get a dealer switch, but I think she just came in. We might just jump over to a different table. But we'll see. We'll see if we can power through, but I don't have a lot of confidence with her, and it's not her fault. I'm sure she's a lovely person. It just happens to be this weird coincidence whenever she plays. And I have I think it's me. It's not them. It's me. Because I've got like 4 dealers, I think, that I just don't do well with. All right, there we go. So that's a 1-hit recovery. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to, I think what I'm going to do is, this is $5 units. I am going to save a bet that's much bigger. I think we might try Centipede 3 when we go to Centipede 3 with $25 units. And so I got to get rid of some of this stuff in here. So let's get rid of some of this stuff. Let's go to edit. Okay, there we go. All right. Of course, 34. So here we go again. So we're multiplying by 3 times. If we lose again, we're going to multiply by 4 times. Hopefully you guys are doing well with your challenges. We've been doing really well with our $10 to 10,000. And I've only been playing that challenge recorded. I'm not playing that offline whatsoever. I'm only showing you every session that I do for that one. We're up a little over 100, maybe $110, $115. I don't remember where we're at. Oh my gosh, this dealer is death for us. All right, we got a 4x this, so we double. We're already up to a $500, $40 bet. So it doesn't take much on this one. When you do this aggressive, $5 gets quickly up to an $8,000 bet in a hurry. All right, here we go. Let's see if we can get this win out of us. Some other news. I'll be in Vegas May 18th through the 28th. So I'm going to be there for 10 days and we'll be live streaming. I'm trying to figure out my schedule for live streaming yet, but we will be live streaming. All right, there's a win. That just basically gets us in neutral. All right, so we're back at our 25. We're going to get more aggressive with this. We're going to go to $25 units. I don't know if I'll stay quite as aggressive because with this, we're going to run out of, so we're going to call it C3. And, right, because 3X on this already takes us to $675 would be our second bet when we lose on this, win if we lose on this. And the way we're going with her, but I want to make some tracks here. I want to see if we can get going. All right. Phew, I thought she was going to hit the 2. I thought she was going to hit the 34. I thought she was going to hit the 6. So many choices for her to hit on our wax here. So yeah, I'm going to run this back again. When I build up my bankroll back again, I'm going to run this back on clever bets. Like I said, it ran for almost 2 days. It ran, the first time I ran it overnight, went for like 14, 15 hours. And then I ran it that day. I got up again and it ran for another 7, 8 hours. So not 2 days, excuse me. So it ran for a full 24 hours ish. And the most it went was when I did it was to the third progression. And just my luck when I decided to bump it up to $5 units from 50-cent units, that's when it decides it's going to bust me out. All right, here we go. Stay tuned. I got a couple juicy cop stories for you guys. I know you guys are always asking for that, and I always try to remember some of these. I told all last year during the 100K challenge. I was telling so many stories I don't even remember. So I feel like that old guy when my grandkids come over and I keep telling them the same stories. Like, yes, Grandpa, we heard it. So you may have heard some of these. You may have not. They're pretty fun to me. Oh my gosh, we can't even get a couple wins. We've been playing 5 double streets and 9 streets, high coverage systems. And look at our ratios. Absolutely atrocious. Absolutely atrocious. 12 wins, 7 losses. I mean, it's insane. Sometimes I've been having the worst luck mathematically. So that's why I say we might jump over. I've actually been having better luck at the Prague table than I've been having on this French table for whatever reason. And I'm being really foolish right here. You really shouldn't play Centipede 3 on the French table. I like Centipede 3, but you can play it so that this dealer. Damn. All right, we're not going to 3x this time. What if we doubled? That's a third. We're going to double. Yeah, we might jump over to Prague table. I might put you on hold. We might jump over to Prague table because I just don't have good feelings about this dealer with the type of strategies we're playing. I mean, like I said, we're 12 wins, 8 losses. That's a horrendous ratio for having covered 5 double streets and now covering 9 streets, right? All right. I saw that 4, that 2 again. I was like, no way. All right, here we go. We're going to go back in Centipede 3. Like I said, if you're going to play 9 streets and you're going to play on the French table, this is Le Partage, single 0. You'll see the layout is a little bit funky. You get 50% of your bet back that you place on these outside numbers. This is low. This is high, this is odd, this is even, red, black. If it hits 0, you get whatever your bet is on that amount. You got it there. So anyway, if you want to play 9 street, the best way to do is you put 6 units on low or high, and then you put 1 unit on 3 streets at the opposite end. That's the best way to do that. That's the best way to do that. That's the best way to do that. So let's see if we can get a couple strings together. So we got to our first 1,000 in 7 minutes. Obviously, we're at almost 14 minutes, so we're not maintaining that schedule. What I should do is on my next break, let's see. If we wanted to win, let's see this. We just can't even win a couple in a row with this gal. All right, you know what? I'm going to double right off the bat. I'm going to double right off the bat and hope that we can get a win. This would put us up $75 from once we left off. But I don't know. Just terrible luck overall on the French table. So yeah, we might take a break and we might come back and just forego having the advantage of the zero. But I've been doing a lot better. I've actually been playing a lot more pragmatic on my time off. Fuck. This dealer. Oh my gosh. All right, we're going up to double again. We're going $3,600. Let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can do. All right, let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can do. On this one, all right. We're at a $3,600 bet already. All right, let's go. I mean, yeah, if we lose this one, we're going to jump off. We're going to take a break. I'm going to go over and set it up on the French table. Phew. All right. That should get us at least a little bit in profit. Let's go back down. Now, fair right here. It's fair to say, why am I sticking with Centipede 3? It looks definitely like she's hitting a lot of the goalposts here. And that's true. We could split Centipede. The nice thing about Centipede is it doesn't have to be all the same, right? These streets are individual. When we play Millipede, in which you're covering the double streets, and we will play Millipede, then you need these to be consecutive to take advantage of it. So we could split it up. We could do like these four, and like a street in the middle. Let's see where she keeps hitting at. Oh my God. Yeah, unbelievable. Ay. All right, we're going to double again. We're back up to a $900 bet. I don't know. So we may have to split it. We may go 134. 134 may be a better option. That where we're covering. We'd be leaving the 4th Street, the 16th Street, and the 28th Street open. Let's see how we would have done on that. Let's get this out of your way here. We would have won. 8 would have been a win. 19 would have been a win. 4 would have been a loss. 31 would win. So maybe we go to 134 because Centipede 3 does not seem to be working very well for us. All right. Luckily, we got a win there. You know, we're going to try 134. Let's see if our luck is a little better with 134. All right. So 134. If you're not familiar, I call it 134 because that's the streets we're covering in each dozen. Okay. And let's save this one. All right. We're going to call it 134. There we go. All right. Let's see how we do there. I would not put it past that we're going to get whacked on this very first bet. All right. We're at 1375. We are at 17 minutes. We're going to take a break. Once we recover, I'm going to have set breaks every 20 minutes. And I think that's really. Oh my God. I told you. This dealer is death for us. Unbelievable. And this is what happened last night, or not last night. How many nights ago was it? It's a blur for me. When I was running clever bets, I got whacked down here and on the 36 on Centipede 3. And then when it switched over to 134, it hit 16. And that's what it just did just now. Not the exact, but we're going to take breaks no matter what. Once we get to about 20 minutes, if we're able to be within recovery and it's not doing terribly, we will push through and then take a break. I'm going to take like 10-minute breaks and play for 20-minute intervals. I think that's really, really important. All right, we recovered. We went up $75. There we go. So let's go back to 134. That would have been a win. Those last two wins would have been wins with Centipede 3. Probably, and that looked like that would have been like the first back-to-back wins we would have had. And of course, it comes after we switch. I showed you guys a while back in some videos back. I showed you guys, and maybe I'll pull them up again, and we'll splash through some photos of me younger when I was in the Army, when I was in the state police, all good stuff. I have no words right now for her. I have no, and again, it's not her literally, okay? It's just this weird karma that I can never have good runs with her. I don't know what it is about. I don't know what it's about. Maybe she needs a smile. Maybe I'll type in there and say, hey, let's see a smile. It would help me out. I don't think she has bad energy. It seems flat, but it's not bad energy. You know what I mean? All right, there we go. We're up by 75 units. We're going to make some tracks. We're almost at 19 minutes, or excuse me, 20 minutes. We're not going for a target. We're going for a time within that. I would love to have a target. And while we're off camera, I'm definitely going to set what my target needs to be in order to get where we need to be. I'm going to take a break. This will be the only break that I take where I literally pause the game. Moving forward, when I take a break, I'll put it on Clever Bets. That way I'm making money and we'll just fast forward it and it won't take me as long throughout the day. So let's see how this goes. All right. We're making some tracks. We're at 20 minutes. We're going to pause it right there. I'm going to pause it. We're going to leave everything as alone. I'm going to take a 10-minute break. I'm going to come back. We are going to run it back with a couple more of this strategy right here. And then we're going to switch up to a third strategy. Okay, we've done 5 double streets. We've done 9 streets. We're going to switch it up to a third strategy. And we're going to get even a little bit more aggressive because I'm going to tell you what every 20 minutes, I'm going to tell you what our profit target's going to be. And as we go, we're going to make sure we hit that profit target, even if we have to start betting bigger. All right, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back from break. I can't really pause that timer. So this timer up here is, you'll see total lapse time. Let's see, how's this guy doing? Let's close this down. Let's go back. Let's play a couple more rounds of 9 Street. See how well we do here. We would have won, lost. The 30 is a loss. Let's just play this out a couple more. So my goal here is, if we break it up by 20 minutes, that only gives us 3 sessions in the hour. And I figure if we can do this in, I think 3-4 hours would be great. So if we made $1,000 an hour, that's not enough, right? That's $3,000 an hour times 3 hours. That's 9 hours. It's just short. If we go for 1,500, that's 4,500 per hour. 3, that's 14,500. That's our goal. So we're going for $1,500 per 20-minute session. And even though we have a timer clock up there, let's launch our clock here so that we can keep track of that timer, because we're going for every 20 minutes. All right. There is a timer for every 20 minutes. And I'm going to make that smaller. Here we go. Let's make this a little bit smaller. There we go. And that'll just give us an idea of, because like I said, I'm going to take a break every 20 minutes, but we need to get to $1,500. So we should have been at $1,500, 20-minute break. We should have been at 1,500. We're at 1,750. So that's okay. The first 20 minutes, we hit our 15. We had our 15. So now this profit target needs to be 3,000 for our next. So I'm not counting my break time in that. It's just our play time. If we play every 20 minutes, we're going for $1,500. Let's get this bad boy up to $3,000 and we can go from there. And like I said, I will at times, especially during my break, because I took a pretty decent break because my automatic coffee machine actually needed some warranty service from me. I mean, it was so funny. So I have one of those DeLonghi's, you put the beans in and you just hit a button and it grinds it and does it. It makes the puck and does it all the way through. The only thing you have to do if you want more than just a cup of coffee, is you just have to froth your milk. It doesn't do, that's the part that it doesn't do automatically, but it grinds it. You can do all sorts of stuff with it. So it got like a bean stuck inside of it, where it funnels it down. So, was trying to make coffee. It wouldn't go. You just hear the grinder spinning. And so I was getting made fun of because, I'm taking the machine all apart and I got one of those headlamps, I'm in there with the headlamp and they're like, oh man, shit just got real. And I'm like, hell yeah, I got to get in here. I can't see, I'm old. Anyway, I got it fixed. So that's why it took a little longer. But what I'm going to start doing is just prior to the break, I'm going to launch Clever Bets. So at least Clever Bets can be running while I'm taking a break and continue that profit and hopefully get us into that next one. Now, if we were playing 9 streets correctly, right, where we're putting on here, like for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so our 14, 13, 16, these are our open streets, but now this covers Le Partage, so that we would have only lost half of what we had here, which in the case, that's 6 units, right? That's 6 units, so that's $150. We would have gotten $75 back saved from the total loss there. So let's see how this goes. Let's see how it rolls with leaving 4, 5, 6 and these open right here. And if we can recover. And I'm only doubling right now because let's do a double because we got some tracks to make, right? We're at 1825. We need to get to 3,000. We want our total balance down there to be 103,000 before our next break. And I need to expedite it too, because I'd like to go maybe hang out with my mom for a couple hours. She hasn't been doing the greatest. The Alzheimer's it's going a lot faster than we had anticipated. So I'm trying to use as much time as I can to be with her. All right, there we go. There's a profit, 21.25. We're going to go back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That covers 6 streets here. Then we're going to go 7, 8, 9. Now we're covered on Le Partage. Let's save this one as, we'll just call it another one here. We're going to save that one as 9 Street Le Partage High. All right. So that'll just remind me that we're putting 6 units here, 3 units here. That's the ratio you need. And you could just cover any of the streets down here that you wanted. You don't have to cover the streets that I'm doing. I'm just happened to pick 1, 3, 4 because I had really good success. I had the best success when we were doing the 100,000 challenge with 1, 3, 4. So we'll see how it goes. All right, we're at $2,200. So we've been going on this latest break for 4 minutes. We have $800 to go. So we're making some tracks. Now I'm going to play through. I'm not setting the target goal money-wise. We're not stopping. We're going to play for the 20 minutes. It's the time that's going to constrain us. Okay. Now I give myself a little flexibility on the time. If we're in the middle of recovery and recovery's going okay, I'm going to finish that recovery. If we're losing, then we take a break if it looks like we're losing more than just a few. There it is. There's Le Partage. We got to cover it a little bit, and we're just going to double it up now. That's going to help us recover. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and go double. And like I told you, we're going to be a little bit more aggressive here and see how it goes. I remember one time, I don't know why this story just popped in my head. I think it's because I told you guys I was going to tell you some cop stories. So I'm patrolling one night. It's pretty late because I think I told you I worked a late swing. So I was either working from 4 p.m. to 2 a.m. or I was normally working 5 to 3. There we go. There's a win. So I was working 4 to 2 and or 5 to 3. I really don't remember which one it was that I was working. But anyway, so I'm patrolling, and where I was working, there was a rest stop near the town that I was working out of. And that is, rest stops for the most part are the place where shady shizzle goes down. Okay. I mean, you can get some really nice rest stops, but oftentimes those rest stops, they're so convenient because people can just pull in there, and people are used to people parking, right? That's what a rest stop is for. People park in there and they rest, they sleep in their car, and it's okay. It's okay. So I patrol that periodically, just run through the rest stop, especially like late at night. So I'm going through the rest stop, and I see this car. The parking lot's fairly empty, and I roll up to it, and all the windows inside are fogged, right? So I'm thinking to myself, normally what has happened in the past would be it's a couple teenagers, right? They're out there, doing their business. And so I walk up and I kind of knock on the door because I can't even see in. And this lady, oh, there's a whack. All right, there's a whack. We had it coming. So we're gonna double, and I'm gonna go a 3x here, that'll give us back even. I'm not gonna be too aggressive with this one right now. Anyway, knock on the window. Finally, you hear stuff going on. It's cars, they're getting dressed or whatever. So they finally roll down the window, and it's a couple that are older. They're probably, I don't remember at the time, because at the time I was 26 years old. So everybody like me looked old, right? I'm 53, by the way, just to give you some reference that, yeah, everybody that was like 40 and above seemed old to me. Oh my God, dude, come on. Urgh. All right, double. We're going up to a $2,700 bet here. Let's see, this would recover us all the way back up in one hit. Let's see if he cannot give us another whack here. Anyway, they roll down and it's an older couple, right? So I'm like, hi, how you guys doing? Is everything okay in here tonight? And they're like, yeah. And they looked really embarrassed, right? Really embarrassed. And finally she says, yeah, we're married and we have like 4 kids or something like that, right? And we needed a date night. All right, there we go. There's a win that gets us all the way back even, Steven. We need a date night. So, we hopped out of the house and I'm like, you know what? Enjoy your date night. I'm out of here. Enjoy your date night. Get back to it. It was so funny. And I was laughing and they were cool about it, but they seemed dang embarrassed about it. But I'm like, you're okay. And if it was like some really shady car, I probably might have asked them for ID and stuff like that. But it was fine. It was all on level. But man, you go in those rest stops at night, there's drug dealing going on those. We have caught people when I was patrolling. There were people with some serious warrants in other states in there that are like on the run. This freaking guy. Knock it off, dude. I actually like this dealer. This dealer's cool. He talks a lot. He's friendly. He's got good energy. So what's his name? Do they show us his name? Grasvidas. All right. Well, I like Grasvidas. He seems like a pretty good guy. And normally I do pretty well with him. So we just got some unlucky whacks. Anyway, be careful in rest stops. Be careful. Now, lately, at least in Oregon, I noticed they have really been revamping a lot of the rest stops. Oh yeah, there we go. We got back. And I doubled on that one, by the way. I didn't go with 3X. So we got actually up because I'm trying to be a little more aggressive with our play. We're $500 away. We've been going for 10 minutes. So we have 10 minutes to make $500. We're in pretty good shape. If something catastrophic happens, we'll just take our pause and come back fresh. My goal is to not have to chase too heavily in this session. The big bets I make, if I make really big bets, I want those to be because I'm just making a big bet. I don't want those to be because we've lost this 4 or 5 times and suddenly we find ourselves down $20,000. And next thing you know, not going to chase it like that. All right, there we go. I thought he was going to hit that 6. All right, so we're making $75 a pop. Let me stop real quick from the storytelling. And for those of you that are new, this may look funky to you, but this is 9 streets, right? We're covering 9 streets or 27 numbers. All right. Now, when you cover 27 numbers, and let's just make sure that all the units are the same. So you're not doing anything funky. All of our units are the same on every street, $25 in this case. When you do that, you profit 3 units on this. So we're putting $25 units down times 9 streets is $225. If we win, we're making $75, which are 3 units every pop. All right. And I have been really, really, really falling in love with 9 streets all over again. I still enjoy my 5 double streets, but I told you I go through these cycles where I start playing one, I really like it, you're doing really well, and then you'll start doing really crappy, and it's like drinking too much tequila, and you're like, just the smell of it. And then I switch up to 5 double streets and back and forth and back and forth. And 9 streets has been really good to me. If I had not set it to change the bet placement when I ran it on Clever Bets, I would be thousands ahead because it was making at $5 units. All right, there we go. Because I was playing $5 units, right? That means it was making roughly, I was averaging actually more. I was averaging right around the total amount. I was averaging around, I think 10. It was somewhere between $10 and $15 per spin because you have some losses, but it's a one-hit recovery with the hero progression. And it's a modified hero progression. The way Brad initially started it was 3x. Then every progression after that is 4x because every one of those would get you into recovery in one hit. I change it because it gets so expensive with a decent amount of units if your unit size. So I change it to 3x on the first one, which gets you into recovery, 4x on the next 3, which gets you into one hit recovery, back down to 3x on the next 2, and then 2x on the last one. And what that does is, even at 3x, if you hit it, it gets you well over half of the way there. So you could either go 3x twice and be in a profit. So 2 hits at that level to give me some just a couple extra progressions is worth it to me. And then going down to 2x at the very last progression, if I went all the way to the very end, at least 2x, I hope to win 3 times and that would get it back. So I'm going to run that again, and I'm just going to leave it on Centipede 3 this time. And the cool thing about Clever Bets is you can tell it to take a pause. If you lose X number of times in a row or before recovery, you can say take a pause. And that probably would have helped me out too. If I had said, you know what, after 4 losses in a row, take a 10-minute break. I had done that previously and it worked out really well. Statistically means nothing. It does nothing. It's weird. I just noticed that when you're losing numbers come up, it just sometimes seems like they really do punches and bunches. And that's what happened to me when I ran it last time on the $5 unit. Like I said, it hit 0, then it hit like 1, 36, 3, 35, 4. I mean, it just was nailing me. And if I'd taken a break or if I just stuck with out through one more, it would have won. All right, we're doing really well here. Look we're at $29.50. One more win here. We got our $3,000 and we've been going, and we'll still have 5 minutes. So we're going to keep playing on our 5 minutes, which will help us towards our next break, which means, right, we need $1,500 per 20-minute session. So this will help us out. So this time, once we get here, I'm actually, if we win this one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up Clever Bets and let Clever Bets run for a while. And I'm going to actually take a break and I'll take myself, put this thing on full screen. You don't have to listen to me talk anymore. All right, there's a break. Okay, so what we're going to do is, in the meantime, while I'm getting Clever Bets set up, I'm just going to keep betting the way we are. I'm going to launch Clever Bets. And if you don't know what Clever Bets is, you should check it out. It just controls your mouse. You don't need to give it password or login information whatsoever. Okay, it just controls your mouse. Now, when you do run Clever Bets, you need to take it. Or stop using your mouse. Okay, let me get this off your screen now. You need to stop using your mouse because when it goes to place a bet, and if you are using your mouse, it can screw up the bet placements. Okay, so let me rebet this. Repeat, and I'm going to show you Clever Bets here. So this is, we're choosing the French Roulette Gold table. You can drop it down. You have other tables that you can choose from. Like the Roulette de Espagnol, these are nice because it has a 10-cent minimum bet. This is 50 cent here. We're going to select a strategy. I'm going to go ahead. We have a bunch of these. We have Scouser. You know what? Let's play something different. Let's go with Scouser. And I'm not going to pause on any progression. This is where if you lose X number of times, you can say pause for a little while. We're going to go, I'm going to keep it at aggressive. Let me see where we're at here. All right, let me rebet this bet. And away we go. And is that bet okay? Yeah, that bet's okay. And we're going to set our base unit at $5. And you need to put your exact balance in here. I'm going to put 102,950, even though it's it's more than that, but that's okay. Our profit goal, I'm just going to let it put 999, which means it'll never reach a profit goal because I just want it to keep running for as long as I want. Loss tolerance, I'm going to put a $2,000 loss tolerance, which means if it loses $2,000, it's going to stop on you. All right, and I'm going to wait till after this bet is done. There we go. I'm going to submit. It's going to pop it up. Do you want the probability? I don't want to know the probability of winning or losing. It's going to go, please set it on full screen. I'm going to move this down. I'm going to close this, and I'm going to go full screen mode here. And I'm going to take myself off this screen and go to full screen and hit OK. Now, and by the way, this will reset my timer on my other scene. So when you come back and you see the timers being 0, it's because I have it set to automatically reset the timer when I leave and come back. Well, we would have lost on that on the other one here. So let me walk you through Scouser real quick. All right. Oh, you know what? I didn't put it in full screen, duh. Okay, there's full screen mode. I'm going to let it go for a second. It brings up its own it'll bring up its own graph, and actually I need to adjust to I have a Clever Bets screen just for this. There we go. There's our Clever Bet screen. It's not full screen, but it lets you anyway, I totally forgot when I was setting up that last screen that this was going to be Clever Bets needed a full screen. So you got this here. I'm going to leave you guys to it. I'm going to let the timer go, but before I'll explain it to you, you're basically putting 2 units on the 0-2. You're putting 2 units on those 3 streets each. So the 10, the 19, and the 28 streets. And then you're putting 3 units on these 4 corners, the 5-9, the 13-17, the 23-27, and the 31-35 street. Okay. The corners pay better. All right, the corners pay better. So you want the corners to hit. The corners are going to reward you. Let's let this go real quick. 24. See, that's a nice hit. The corners are going to reward you. And you can see up here, I like this live stat graph up here because it's going to show what we just made. Excuse me. The corners are going to reward you with 7 units. Now, in this case, our units are $5. Okay, our units are $5. It's going to reward you with that. And then if you hit the streets, that's going to reward you with 4 units. Okay, so it's 7 units on the corner, 4 units on that. And then the 0-2, well, it's 170. We would get 180. That gets you 8. That would get us back $80. What is that? My math is back. Anyway, that rewards you. I'm trying to remember if it rewards you with 4 units. That would give us 170, 180. That'd be $80. $5 units into 80 is 16. That would get us 16 units if it hits the 0-2. So your 0-2 is your jackpot number right there. But you want those. It just hit 31, which is another corner. Beautiful. All right. I'm going to stick it. I'm going to get myself off screen. But what I All right, we're back in our normal mode here. So I rebet it. I love that the Clever Bets graph shows you your biggest bet that you made, the most that you were at, unlike this live stats graph, right? Which gives us just minimal information. The Clever Bets app, I love it because I can come back at any time and go, oh, here was the biggest bet. In that case, I believe it was $1,600. And you can go, oi, you know? All right, here we go. So we have $600 right now. I'm going to stop this and restart it for our 20 seconds. Again, the time clock, every time I go to this particular scene mode in OBS, it changes that. So we have some catching up to do, but we're at $6,000. Our target minimum was $10,000. So we're $4,000 away from that. And I'm really hoping to go to $15,000. That being said, I'm going to be going out to my mom's. I'm going to try to leave here in about an hour. If I do, I'm not going to wager. And I will show you the game history here before we leave. And when we come back and I resume this video, it'll be the same exact game history. All right, let's see what's happening here. Let's see what looks good. Let's start this timer. All right, we're just going to start it. Let's get something on the books here. We're going to start it there. All right. And let's see if we can take this thing up from $6,000, right? We're at almost $6,100, but let's just say we're going to go $6,000 and let's see if in the next 20 minutes we can push through and actually go a little bit more. I'm super happy with how Scouser went. Let's see if we can do it again. All right, I'm going to incrementally come up and we're going to go up to $25 units. We're probably going to make a couple big bets here coming up. I want to make some tracks. I would love to get to $10,000 in this next 20 minutes. That'd be great. But I'm thinking about it because we're doing really well right now. I mean, $6,050 up. And we got it there pretty. I mean, look at this graph. That's a good looking graph. That's a good looking graph. So, and what, about a little over a third of it was on autopilot, of course. See, that's why I don't do crazy. You literally the first one or two bet curse, and there it goes. All right, we're going to go up to $1,000 here. Like I said, I'm being very, very aggressive. So we lost 125 on that bet just now, and we now would profit $200. If you're brand new again, this is 5 double streets, but we're playing on a French table that has Le Partage, which means you get 50% of your bet back on the outside. Okay. So right now the outside, this is manque as low, 1 through 18. This is high, 19 through 36. Then we have odd, even, red, black there. Okay. Not only we recover, we profited. So I'm going to go up to $100 units and see if we can get a couple runs at these here before we kind of go in a little bit heavier. So, and what I'm thinking is I might stay within the 6,000. So if we bet $500 units, that's $2,500. We would still be up in profit. And that would literally give me 2 full bullets of $2,500. I lose that one. I can go in another $2,500 and try to win a couple more and recover back to it. So we may not, I don't think we'll go all in at 5,000, but would definitely see if we can go in at $2,500 and get lucky here. Okay, here we go. We're going to do it. Let's see if we can get lucky here with $2,500, if we can avoid the casino god's curse on us, and if we can do well. So this would get us up. Like I said, we were going for what, $1,500 every 20 minutes. So if we can get this right here, that would put us at $725 or $700, let's just say. Yeah, because we were just under. Yeah, we were like $6,100. So we'll say this puts us at $625. There we go. All right. So we got that one. That puts us nicely up there to 67. We're going to go for it one more time. And then if we get this one, I'm going to modulate back down. And we might modulate probably all the way back down to $25 units and see how it goes. We might even switch back, go to another strategy. The Le Partage, when you get 50% of your bet back on the outside, this is the best table if all you want to do is play the outside bets, right? High, low, all the 1-to-1 even money bets. This is the best place to play because you're literally getting 50% of your bet back. All right. So she's chopping pretty good. Red, black, red, black, red, black. Let's just stick with, let's go with black. We're going to play the chop. We'll play this in a couple different ways. We'll play the opposite for a second, and then we might play follow the winner, and we might play second follow the winner, which is going back 2. So in this case, you would go back to the last 2, and this one's black, and you would follow there. What I really like doing, though, is I like playing no matter which strategy you pick for choosing your color or any of the even money bets. There we go. I like where if you get 2 in a row, now we got a new dealer. What the heck? We're just going to stay with them. I like it if you get whacked 2 in a row, you switch to a different even money bet on the outside. But I like it, and it doesn't matter mathematically. I get it. But I like looking for the ones that you have already had 2 in a row of the same and you bet opposite. So if we get whacked 2 times here and we look up there and there were 2 highs or 2 lows or 2 odds or 2 evens, we would bet on the other opposite. If we don't find one, you wait until you do see one. And usually it happens pretty darn quick. All right, there's 1 loss. We're just going to stick with this. We're just going to play black, and I'm going to do super martingale. So we're doubling it plus 1 unit. And what that does is no matter how many times we lose, when we finally win, for every progression you went through, you win 1 of your base units. In essence, it's the same as if you would have won every single spin. So unlike normal martingale, where if you lose X number of times and you finally win, total, you're going up 1 unit, right? So if it takes you 5 spins, you spun 5 times, which would have only equaled 1 unit, which means the same as 1. So it took you 5 spins to win the equal of 1 spin. Super martingale. Okay. So this guy is not going to do it for us. So we got 2 evens. We're going to go odd, and odd is here. And we're going to double that and add a unit. So we're doubling our last bet, adding 1 unit so that when we do win this, we'll have won 3 units, $75, and it'll be as if we won every step. It's just a little bit more aggressive way. It's a way that you don't have to take a lot of spins, because oftentimes, right, when you're playing the outside bet, you're only covering 18 numbers. The number of losses you have is pretty decent. So every time you're losing, okay, there we go. We won. We won. Now we're looking for another 2. We have low, high, even, odd. So we're going to go back to black. We'll start playing this way moving forward now. We're going to take a look at the outside bets. Whatever it is, as long as there's 2 of them, we'll bet the opposite, okay? And we're just going to do this for a little bit to see how it plays out. Playing it with $25 units. Even this can get pretty expensive, right? If you're doubling it plus adding a unit, the bet gets up there. Okay. Let's see if we can get a couple strings of some lucky wins and then move on to another strat. And this kid is on a red run. All right. He got rid of his glasses. He used to have glasses. Maybe he's wearing contacts now. All right, brother. I actually do okay with this guy. I always said he looks like Sneaky Pete in the Netflix series Sneaky Pete. I always said he looks like this guy. Maybe he does, maybe it doesn't. All right, here we go. We're at 8 minutes. So let's see where we can get. I definitely wanted to be up at, I wanted to be 2,000 up. So far, so good. We are, what did I say we ended up off? 106, 100. Oh, come on. There we go. Okay. We got an even, a red, black, high, low. So we don't have any 2 in a row. So what I'm going to do is in between those, I don't want to sit out. I don't like strategies where you just sit out. To me, if you're going to do a strategy like that, where you're sitting and waiting, at least go to a different strategy and bet really low. So at least you're getting something. I don't like sitting here doing nothing And if you've been in our live streams or you've seen my videos and you see me interact with our members, some of our members love that. I'm going to sit back and I'm going to wait till certain things happen on the board, and then I'll bet once. And then even if I win, I'm going to sit back and wait till certain things happen again. Then I'm going to bet again. All right, we got 2 blacks. We got 2 evens. I'm going to go in on odd, which is this one right here. Impair is odd. So again, if we were to hit a 0, we're only losing $12.50. They will give us $12.50 back of our bet. I mean, that's a deal. And it costs you nothing. Unlike lightning roulette and some of those other roulette games where they put these big multipliers, but all the other numbers pay less, usually 29 to 1 instead of 35 to 1. This has no downside to it other than the layout of this particular, other than the layout that they did here. All right, there we go. We won. So we got all blacks, right? All right, so we're going to go 25 on red here because we got a high, a low, odd and even, and we got black. So our only option is red. If you do it this way, and you could do whatever you want, you could wait till you hit 3 of something and bet the opposite. 4 of something. I mean, you can put it up as much as you want and wait as much. But what I really recommend is if you're going to do that, at least put 10 cents or 50 cents and play 5 double streets or play 2 dozens or play something. I don't know. Some people do the waiting game and then they come back and say, oh, there we go. Look at that. All right. We got red. Now we got 2 highs. We're going to go low, which is this one. And you see how it lights up the board? Monke is low. And be very careful if you're playing this board for the first time, and I do it even now, or you play it even for a short period of time before you get really comfortable. You tend to look at these down here as the dozens, right? We're used to this looking like the dozens. And I have done 5 double streets where instead of playing, I'm putting a unit here and then 2 units on the opposite side thinking I've got 5 double streets covered. And in reality, I'm betting on black. All right, there's our low. Even. So we're going to go back to odd because we really don't have any other choice but to go back to odd. All right, we're at 74.55. I'm pretty sure we started right at 6,100. I can't remember, maybe not even that much. I'm trying to remember where we started out at when we came back. Anyway, let's see if we can get, I said I wanted to get to touch, see if I couldn't get to 10,000. So we're going to take a little bit of a gamble here as we come up here and cross our fingers and hope that we can get a couple good wins in a row. So that is 1 loss there. We stay and we're going to super martingale. If we lose this one, we're going to be looking at the board going, okay, if we have another high or another black, we can go red or we can go low. So we have a lot of choices here. And that's the nice thing about, at least if you're playing all the outside bets, you can keep going at a pretty good one. And it wouldn't really want to be a big deal to sit out on these if you don't want to deal with another strategy, because you don't usually have to sit out very many in order to get one. Okay. And that's not working for us. All right. So odds not working for us. We have 2 highs. We have evens. It's still, I mean, you could stay here if you wanted, but I'm going to go low. What was our last bet? It was $75, right? We're going to slide this over to low, double it, and add a unit. Now you could be saying to yourself, well, now you have, look, you have 1, 2, 3, 4 evens. Shouldn't you really just stay on odds? And you can, because you got, now look, you got 4 in a row. But streaks, man, I hate betting against streaks. So when streaks come, I try, and that's the advantage of this get away from 2 is that, and you could, statistically, it makes no difference, right? So, oh my gosh. And we would have still lost over there. So double and add 1 unit. We're up to 375. Now the nice thing is we're up 7,180. We can pull the plug here. I don't feel really the need. I will probably chase it 1 more time. I don't feel the need to run this down, because if we lose this one, we're getting down of, I don't know, around $800. We may even just pull the plug if we lose this one, take our $800 loss and move on, right, to something that is a higher coverage. But this is why I tell you, if you're going to play the outside, you need to be prepared for clinch time because you can go through a lot of losses on this. So, oh, another loss. Dang. All right. Look at all these evens. Red, black. We're going to go back to odd. We're going to go one last one. I'm going to go ahead and push it, martingale it, and hit it. Oh my gosh. But see, it didn't help us either way. We switched to low. It stayed on high. But look at all these evens down here. We're just going to follow through on the plan and see if we can get lucky here on this last one. Our luck, my luck, it's going to be even, but a low number, meaning if I'd stayed on the low, I probably would have won. But we could cross our fingers and hope that we can recover here. And that would give us nice profit because it would give us, like 5 profits. Yes, we got it. And a good thing we didn't stay low. So that gave us a nice profit. And see, it put us up in profit because it got one $25 unit win for every one of those losses. Okay. All right. Let's see where we're at. He's hitting high. I'm going to come back down here. You know what? We're just going to go for it right now. We're going to go 500 and we're going to double this. We're going in for a $5,000 bet. We lose this. We're still up 25.80 and we'll go back in maybe at a $500 bet, see if we can get some wins. And then I'm going to call it probably kibbutz and just take a break. We're at 15 minutes. So even if we do lose and we do win, let's go. Nice. We're at 85.80. We're 1,500 away. Let's repeat. If we can get this one, this would get us $500 away with about 6 minutes. We can lower our bets down and we can try to slide in at $10,000. $10,000. And the entire video right now, even the pieces that I'm going to time lapse, but the original video right now in its original form, we've been going for 2 hours and 25 minutes. Of course, I'm going to speed up that sections of this, like when we had clever bets running. Yes, let's go. All right, 95.80. We're going all the way down. We're going to go down to $100 units. All right, good job, Sneaky Pete. Like I said, I like this guy. I like this guy. All right. So we've been going for 2 hours and 25 minutes and we're up 95.80. Not a bad piece of work. Look at that graph. That graph is the kind that you wish you had every single day, right? I mean, look at that graph. That's a thing of beauty. So let's not chase too hard right here because I don't, at this point, 10,000 was sort of a pipe dream. If we could get to it, boom. All right. And if I had a little bit more time, we're at 16, I would drop it down even further. And actually, I'm going to bump this up to 1,000 so that we're winning 200. This would put us at $98.80, $120. We'll go all the way down to $25 units and see if we can win 5 of those in a row and maybe modulate to a $100 bet. So I'm going to cross my fingers that we can at least get this one. This is a $1,000 bet. If we lose this one, we're just going to call it right now. And I'm going to go visit my mom. I'll stop the video and we'll come back, but I'll show you the bet history. When we come back, their old bit. Oh no, of course we lost it. Of course we lost it. We couldn't get that. Dang it, Sneaky Pete. You couldn't have given us that one last one, could you? I'm going to go down to $25 bets right here and see how it goes. And I got my cat wanting in again, and she wants in, and she sits out on the window at my office. And then when I go run around, she like takes her time and walks in. I'll be right back. Yeah, like I thought, she decided, hey, I'm going to take my time coming to the door, and then I'm going to stop in a big thing of dirt, on the side, bark dust on the side of the sidewalk, and I'm going to roll in it because that's what you do when you're a cat. You take your time, and you roll in the dirt. All right. I'm going to stay at this bet size right now for a second. We got couple minutes left. I'm going to see if I feel a little bit more comfortable with him. I don't know if I feel comfortable with this right now, but let's go up to an $8,000 bet. Let's do this. We're risking our entire profits right here. to hopefully get back in the game right here, right here, right here. So we'll see how this goes. Pull this down a little bit. What is that bet amount? That is $1,600 profit is what we'd get if we win this, but I'm not feeling great about this guy. Yes. All right, there we go. $10,310 right at the 19-minute, almost 19 and a half minutes, right under our 10,000. Good job, Sneaky Pete. All right, sometimes it pays off. Sometimes you got to gamble and you got to risk, takes money to, scared money don't make money. That's not always true. And I really don't like that saying because scared money also doesn't lose a bunch of money. All right, we're going to call it right here. I'm going to go see where we're at. And if the crew is ready to go out and visit my mom, I'm going to put you guys on pause real quick. And like I said, before I go, let's do this. We're going to go, let's pause this, actually, and refresh it. We're going to go, I'm just going to show you what I'm talking about. Oh, look at that too. We just missed it. Let's see here. Transactions, casino bets. So if we're looking at casino bets here, this is what I'll be showing you right here, right? April 26, 12:07 p.m. And this is being pre-recorded, so you probably see this in a couple days because I wanted this one to be special. So you probably won't see this drop until like Monday of this coming week. But this is April 26, 12:07 p.m. I'm going to stop right there. And when we resume, you'll see that this graph is exactly the same. Everything is the same because I want you to see me playing everything straight up. All right, we'll be back and we'll see if we can grab that next 5,000. Cheers. Okay, fools, we're back. I missed a huge opportunity when I took my break. I should have been letting clever bets run. I'm a moron, but that's okay. We left off at 10,310. Here was the, we'll just click on it, refresh it so you can see. Here's where we left off on it. That was the last one, right? At 12:07 p.m. on the 26th at $8,000 bet. So I have not played whatsoever. All right, let's get back into it. And we're going to head over back into the French roulette table. I only have about 20 minutes left before I head to my mom's. If we can get there, we can get there. I don't want to chase too hard. We're at 10,300, so I really don't want to push it too hard. But let's get this lined up for you guys so you can see that nicely. I should have been running clever bets the whole time. All right, how are we looking? We're going to go and just leave 13. We're going to start off. Oh, this isn't even French table. Let's get to the French table set up. I would normally have this loaded, but I wanted you to see the transaction history so even though the graph, it would be hard to recreate this exact graph. Let's see. We're going to go ahead and go. All right, we're putting 3 units on high, 2 units on the first dozen. Same exact thing as 5 double streets. I could have put a unit here on the 1-4 street, double street, and the 7-10 line, and it would be exact same thing. Our 13-16, that double street right here is our whack along with 0. All right, so let's start this clock running so we can kind of keep track of where we're at. Here we go. All right, let's get a couple hits under our belt. I got soybeans sitting on my lap. I got my hydration drink. Okay, let's go. Let's see what we can do. We got about 20 minutes. 20 minutes to make some tracks. Last time we did it. I just really don't want to be too aggressive now at this point since we got 10,000 under our belt here. But that being said, we also have $10,000 to play with where we could go bigger and not risk our own bankroll. But let's get a couple here under our belt. Then what I might do is, I'm going to pretty much be gone all day and all evening to go hang out with my mom and have dinner with her. I might run clever bets on here at a fairly low number. And of course, when you see it on the video, I'm going to put it at like 40x or something. You're just going to see this thing. Really what you're looking for is the graph. And I'll make sure the graph is blown up so you don't have to squint so hard to see it as it's going by fast. All right, so far, so good so far. I'm really worried about going in big, but we're going to go in right now. We're going to go in right now. And what I learned is the casino gods, it doesn't matter. If they know you're going to go big, they'll wait. They'll wait for you until you go big. So it's no longer surprising to me if I lose this one. Now, what we're also going to do is I want to get a little ways. I want to take a break. We're going to head over to digitals and I'm going to throw some money on die. Oh my gosh, I thought we were going to hit that 15 and that was going to prove to be true. All right, we're going to go down a notch and we're at 10,880. So we're $120. All right, we're going to put, oh, he messed up on that one. So there was 5. Okay. Totally shafted that one. That's all right. It happens. It happens. I'm going to put you guys on pause. I'm going to keep this clock running, but I'm going to put you guys on pause so you don't have to watch this. Okay. He's back. And you guys caught it. I thought it was going to take longer, so I took a bite of food. All right, here we go. This would be, if we win this is a $105 win. All right, we're down 120. We'd be 15 bucks away from an even $11,000 if we win this, and we do. All right, 10,990. At least I think so. Or 10,985, $15 like I thought. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, double it. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. I'm going to get it. I don't know if I got enough on there. 70. I think it's supposed to be 75. Let's see, 15. This should have 10, 20. This should have 30. Yeah, so I'm $5 short up here. So right now we're hoping we hit high. If we hit down here in the low, it's going to be just a $5 or $10 win. It won't be a $15 win. It's a 0, which is actually better because we had less here. So when we get 50% back, it's not as bad. But thanks, kid. New kid comes in and whacks us right away. I hate that this repeat automatic comes up every damn time. And when it's like that, you can hit this 2x. It doesn't work. It's really frustrating when you're in kind of a rush to bet and you're trying to hit this 2x because maybe you lost and then that stupid thing pops up. It's so frustrating, you know. So many times the developers and people who develop these things, they don't actually use their game. They don't actually play this and see the problems with it. They did, they would know that at a minimum, you should be able to shut that off and say, okay, don't show this to me again. All right, we are at 11,020, 11,1750. I hate 11,1750. And all right. Where's my 50 cents? I didn't get my 50 cents over here. Oh, no, I did because there was 2 units there. All right. If we get this one, we'll be at an even Steven. Even if we lose, we're not going to stay here because we'll have a balance of 111,000. And we do. Oh, we did win. I thought it hit into the other number here. Okay. We have a nice even balance. Let's get over into originals, double, and I'm going to hit it a couple times and I'm going to just start. I'm going to bring my microphone up so it doesn't, hopefully you're not picking up the keyboard. Double. Let's see what we can get here. Back down to base. I'm hoping we can get like a nice quick 500. I don't want to go too much because, man, dice, it giveth and it taketh away. I haven't recorded a dice session in a long time. Man, I used to do this so much and I lost so much. We're already at a $320 bet. 1280. 256. Oh, 520. There, we got a 5,020. I was hoping we would get that. I was kind of holding my breath. We're at 12,000. We're now at $12,400. $12,398. All right, let's keep going. We could have lost quite a bit right there. But I told you we're going to push the limits on some of these sessions to try to get up fast. All right, we're up to $80. Gonna go back down to 5. And here in a little bit, we're gonna make, instead of $5 being our base bet, we're gonna just kind of inch up. I might, you know, who knows? I might switch the seeds. I'm not crazy about this, how this is playing out right now. All right, let's change the seed here to see if that does anything. I don't feel like we're getting great, whatever. And I'm gonna go and I'm gonna show this on dice here. So you can put it, I put it on dice. You can see we're up $1,511. Let's keep going. All right, let's lower the bet back down. Let's make $20 our base bet now. See if we can make some tracks here. Like I said, when I lose, I'm on 75%. When I lose, I keep flat betting until I win. Once I win, I normally just go up double, but sometimes I double. And then I'm gonna bring it back down to 10. I'm gonna bring it down lower, double on this one. Up, higher. All right, back down to 20. Let's see if we can get to $2,000 here. We're at 1726. Back down to 10. I'm going to modulate back and forth so we don't get stuck. I also have an auto strategy on this one if you haven't seen it. See, this is pretty laggy right now. And that's the one thing that Stake really does well. Their originals are butter smooth. All right, we are at 1892. We just are about to cross the 1900 mark. Let me see if I bring, I don't want to cover up the screen for you guys, but at the same time I can't cover. I'm going to put it way over here. You won't see the graph, but you'll see the profit right there. How's that? All right, we're going to bet, flat bet. I'm going to double it up. Oh, it's acting like a jerk. All right, we got back down. All right, we're at 1976. Let's bring this thing back down to 40 bucks. Come on. Oh. All right, 2,079 in 11 minutes. Not bad, not bad. I caution you, these originals are rigged. When they decide you've reached an RTP or whatever it is, they will make you lose. And we were one spin away, right? With a giant $6,000 bet or whatever it was, one spin away from losing all our profit. So please, I know what it's like. I'm only do this as an exception. I don't play dice on my own anymore, and I rarely play it. And when we do play it on live sessions, it's much, much lower and more controlled. Okay, we just made 2,000. Let's go. Okay, I got to put money in there actually. We're going to go with $50 units here. And let's let this play out. When I lose, I either double like that. I'll double. Whoops. Double. And we play for a couple. And I bring it back down. We're going to play for a couple until it goes. And I'm actually going to bring it back down. 25s actually can get pretty expensive. So be very careful. But when I lose, I'll double it for 3 hits, or I'll double it like that. Double for 1 hit. Double because we got whacked again. Now it's again. 16. All right, bring it back down and go down to $25 and let it run. Now you can just let it run if you want to flat bet it. If you're looking to profit and wager, you can let it run, and you need to hit 5 wins in a row, which will get you almost back to recovery. But one double there, we're already back in profit. And then if you get a whack before you hit, oh my gosh. All right, there's 3. We're at 13,000. Man, this is not doing well for us. We may give up on this. I mean, it's just hitting the crap out of us. Look at that. All right, back down. Oh, no way. Come on. All right, where are we at? All right, we're at 13,335. All right, back down to 25. We're at 13,390. I don't even remember where we left off on here. You know, let's pause this. Let's go to mines. All right, we're at $309 profit. Let's go. So at least we recovered. That was some whacks in a row we took. Got to be careful with this. I'm being really sloppy and aggressive with it by doubling. All right, we're back down to $25. Oof. Yeah, I'm telling you what, look at that. Yeah, this is all random. Remember that one knucklehead streamer that said, this is 100% random? I shall not mention him by name. Let's go. All right. Remember, we're heading towards our $1 million challenge. All right, let's go. I'd like to get this up to 500 bucks. If we can get to 500 bucks, I'm good with that and going and finishing back at roulette. All right, 450. Man, we're just getting hit. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. We just can't even get a string together. Oh, look at that. 2 mines in 2 squares twice. Again. Wowzers. Look at how far we're down. We just lost all of that. We're going to keep going down every win because you need your progressions on these things. All right, we're going to leave it at 100 for a couple. Go back down to 50. We're going to leave it at 50. That'll be our new base bet. Oh. Again. Yeah, this is all random. This is all random. There we go. I'm going to go down to 400. 100. We may just get out of this. If it doesn't look like we're going to be able to be very profitable. But let's see if we can get going. Double banger again. I swear, every time we've lost, it's hit us twice. Look at that. We can't even recover. There we go. Let's go down to 50, $25. Let's go back. All right, let's see how we can do here. All right. All right, this is the run we needed as a loss. I'm going to double it up. Oh, there's a loss. We're going to double it up again. All right, back down to $25. We're at 458. I'm just wanting 500 bucks. Damn, this has been a struggle. Okay, 494. We're going to go down to 1250. There we go. We got $500. That was some tough sledding right there. We are at $13,603.31. $54 minutes. We got it. Let's go. Let's effing go. 15,153 and 31 total time, including clever bets, is 2 hours and 54 minutes. Wow. That is a good ending. Now, one last thing I want to tell you. If you want to run clever bets, number one, get in our Discord. We have the best discount coupon. You will not be able to get this kind of discount anywhere else. We also have an awesome 50% discount on additional strategies that you want to purchase from their site. But more so than that, just because you're running clever bets, it is not an AI tool. It's not going to scan it and figure out how do I make the most out of this betting and adjust it. It is literally a mechanical pre-programmed thing that's doing what you wanted to do. It does not increase your chances of wins. Okay, it doesn't do anything. I want to make sure you understand that. It's still gambling. You can still lose. So before you launch an automated tool, check your progressions. Progressions are life. Make sure you have enough. I really suggest at least 10 progressions, if not 12. Okay? So just keep an eye. I'll give you more because we're going to run, next time I run this, I'm going to do more with clever bets because I could have been running it while I was up taking another break. All right, that's it for today. Hey, we got it. 15,153 and 31 cents. 31 cents. That's from Dice. We got our target. We're going to do this periodically, maybe once a week. Who knows? For the next couple of weeks, get caught way up. All right, that's it. Be good humans. Us Against the Casino. Get in our Discord, get in our live streams. We're giving money away every single session. Don't miss out on that. All right, we'll see you guys next time. Cheers.